In all the readings we've done, Yeats and Joyce wanted in some way to set the body free. It's interesting that both of them in later life saw history as a sort of cyclical dance. Joyce saw the ricorso, the return to the opening position in Finnegan's Wake, which is like the return to the opening position you get in so many traditional dances. And Yeats, in a vision, depicts history as a spiral in which one age reverses another. Although the younger Joyce had been scornful of Yeats in ways I mentioned at the start of this course, the older man seems to have had a deeper and deeper respect for Yeats's system in a vision, and he lamented only that Yeats had not made it even more overtly useful in his poems. Joyce only wished to have had more of it in the poetry. We know that Yeats wrote a poem, A Prayer for My Daughter, Anne Yeats, who became herself a successful painter, and that Joyce tried in Finnegan's Wake to create a private language in which he could reach his own daughter, Lucia. 100 cares, a tithe of troubles, and is there one who understands me? One in 1,000 years of the nights. All my life I've been lived among them, but now they are becoming loathed to me, and I am loathing their little warm tricks, and loathing their mean cosy turns, and lilting on all the time. I thought you were all glittering with the noblest of carriage. You're only a bumpkin. I thought you were great in all things, in guilt and in glory. You're but a puny. Home, my people were not their sort, out beyond there so far as I can. For all the bold and bad and bleary they are blamed, the sea hags. No, nor for all our wild dances in their wild din. I can see myself among them, and Alluvia pulchra belled, how she was handsome, for 'tis there the stormies. But I'm loathing them that's here and all I loathe, lonely in me loneness, for all their faults I am passing out. Oh, bitter ending, I'll slip away before they're up. They'll never see, nor know, nor miss me. And it's old and old, it's sad old, it's sad weary I go back to you, my cold father, till the near sight of the mere size of him, the moils and moils of it, makes me sea silt soul sick. And I rush my only into your arms. I see them rising. Save me from those terrible prongs. 2 more. My leaves have drifted from me. All but one clings still. Carry me along, Daddy, like you done through the toy fair. I seen him bearing down on me now on their widespread wings, like he'd come from archangels. I think I'd die down over his feet humbly dumbly, only to wash up. Yes, tid, there's where, first. We pass through grass, be hushed the bush. Wish, a gull, gulls, far calls. Coming far, end here. Us then, fin again. Take, bus off thee, memory, till thousands thee. Lips, the keys to, given. Away, alone, a last, a loved, along the river run past even Adams, from swerve of shore to bend of bay, brings us by a commodious vicus of recirculation back to Holdcastle and environs. The body keeps the score, and we've seen it to be an unfailing measure of the state of things. In this time of pandemic, even the Sistine Chapel is contravened, hands forbidden to touch, even as art itself and all performance are annulled. And the obsession with measurement, which Yeats saw as disfiguring modern culture, itself has now become a pandemic. Social distancing, 2 meters, this must be learnt even by the smallest children. But it is true, a lot of great dance routines, as we've seen, involve distance as well as close contact, the one as a balance to the other. The compulsory lockdown into a privatized life has made us all much more aware of our own bodies, our own personal space perhaps, and a little less aware of those of others, as we practice yoga or other exercise routines, away from the more collective experience of the gymnasium or the stage. Michael Keegan Dolan has for years been thinking about these questions, and I want to ask him what the writings of Yeats and Joyce can teach us about the body as staged. And in particular, to raise a question that I brought up at the beginning, was it foolish of Yeats to recruit Ninette de Valois and to try to set up a ballet company, given that the Abbey Theatre was praised in London and elsewhere for the free movement, the spontaneous movement of the actors, which was such a different kind of movement from the stylized movements of actors on the stage in London, Oxford, and Cambridge. Michael Keegan-Dolan has been very critical of classical ballet, and yet he is a great admirer of Yeats, who tried to bring ballet into the Abbey. And it would be interesting to discuss this and to see whether it is bound up with questions of social class. And also the wider question we've addressed as to whether Irish people still know how to feel at home inside their own bodies.